What if I told you that billion-dollar empires can vanish overnight? Not because of bad products, not because of bad luck, but because they ignored the signs right in front of them. Think about Blockbuster, once the king of entertainment. Thousands of stores worldwide, a brand so big it felt untouchable. And yet, when the world shifted towards streaming, they laughed. They thought Netflix was a joke. Within a decade, Blockbuster was gone, just a memory, a relic of the past. Or Sears, once the titan of American retail. They had everything, catalogs, stores, brand loyalty. But when e-commerce began to rise, they hesitated. They thought people would never trade malls for websites. Today, Sears is nothing but a cautionary tale. These weren't accidents. They were failures of vision. Failures to see the trends that were already shaping the future. And here's the shocking truth. In 2025, we are at that same crossroads again. Right now, entire industries are shifting under our feet. Marketing, the lifeblood of every business, is evolving faster than ever before. AI isn't a buzzword anymore, it's a battlefield. Data isn't just numbers, it's power. Attention isn't just a resource, it's the new currency. And if you're running a business, launching a brand, or even dreaming of starting something new, ignoring these trends could mean one thing: extinction. In this video, we're going to uncover the 6 marketing trends you must know in 2025. Trends already reshaping how products are sold, how customers decide, and how fortunes are made or destroyed. These aren't theories, they're happening now. And the companies that adopt them will dominate, while the ones that ignore them will go the way of Blockbuster. The question is, will you adapt or will you vanish? For decades, advertising was about creativity. Clever slogans, eye-catching billboards, memorable TV spots. The Mad Men era of marketing taught us that the loudest voice, the flashiest image, the catchiest jingle would win the customer's heart. But in 2025, creativity alone isn't enough. Because the truth is, machines now sell better than humans. Artificial intelligence has entered the world of advertising, and it's changing everything. Take Coca-Cola, one of the most iconic brands in the world. In 2023, they tested AI-generated campaigns powered by OpenAI and Stable Diffusion. Instead of hiring massive creative teams, they let an AI generate entire ad concepts in seconds. What once took months of brainstorming and millions of dollars in production costs now took hours, at a fraction of the price. And here's the twist. The AI didn't just create content, it optimized it. It tested millions of variations of ads in real time, learning what people clicked on, what they ignored, what made them buy. The result? Ads that weren't just creative, they were unstoppable. Another example, Nike. They've begun using AI not just to target ads, but to personalize them. If you browse their site looking at running shoes, their AI will generate an ad just for you, showing the exact shoes you want, in your size, in your favorite color, sometimes with your name on it. It feels less like marketing and more like destiny. And this is the scary part. In 2025, AI doesn't just predict what you'll buy. It decides how you'll buy it. Imagine this. You're scrolling through Instagram and you see an ad for a jacket. The ad wasn't designed months ago by a creative team. It was built by an AI in real time, using your browsing history, your weather forecast, your city's fashion trends, and even the time of day. For you, it shows the jacket in blue. For someone else, the same ad shows it in black. For a runner, it emphasizes comfort. For a student, it emphasizes price. It's not one ad, it's millions of ads, tailored to every single person, generated by machines in milliseconds. And this isn't the future. It's happening now. In fact, according to Deloitte, over 80% of global brands are already integrating AI into their ad strategies. Some openly admit it, others hide it. But the effect is the same. Human creativity is no longer the driving force. Machine intelligence is. But here's the catch. Not everyone survives this shift. Small businesses that cling to old methods, generic Facebook ads, basic Google campaigns, are being crushed. Their ads look outdated, their targeting sloppy, their results miserable. Meanwhile, companies that embrace AI see explosive growth. That's why AI in advertising is the first trend you must know in 2025. It's not optional. It's the front line of a new marketing war. And the lesson from Blockbuster echoes here. Those who ignore the shift will disappear. Those who adapt will dominate. Because in 2025, the machines don't just run the ads. They run the game. Once upon a time, marketing meant broadcasting the same message to millions of people. One commercial, one slogan, one billboard. It didn't matter if you were a teenager in Tokyo or a retiree in Texas, you saw the same ad. But in 2025, that world is gone. Today, the most powerful brands don't speak to audiences. They speak to you, individually, personally, as if the entire campaign was built around your life, your needs, your desires. This is personalization at scale, and it's rewriting the rules of marketing. Take Spotify. Every year they release Spotify Wrapped, a personalized summary of your listening habits. Millions of people share it online, not because it's marketing, but because it feels personal. This is me. This is my year in music. Spotify turned marketing into a mirror. And in 2025, companies across every industry are following their lead. Amazon has done this for years. Their recommendation engine doesn't just suggest products, it predicts your needs. If you buy diapers, suddenly baby bottles appear in your feed. Order a tent, and camping gear floods your homepage. You don't feel like you're shopping. You feel like Amazon knows you. And that's the scary truth, it does. In 2025, personalization goes far beyond product recommendations. AI can now craft entire customer journeys tailored to a single person. Your emails, your ads, your shopping experiences, they're all unique, generated in real time. Imagine two people opening the same website. One is a student on a tight budget, the other a CEO with disposable income. The site doesn't look the same. For the student, prices are highlighted in red, discounts are pushed, urgency is emphasized. For the CEO, premium options are front and center, luxury language dominates, and convenience is sold as value. It's not one website, it's thousands of versions, each adapted to the visitor. This is personalization at scale, and it works. According to McKinsey, companies that lead in personalization generate 40% more revenue than those that don't. Why? Because customers don't want to feel like statistics. They want to feel seen, heard, understood. But here's the flip side. Personalization is no longer optional. Customers expect it. A survey by Accenture found that 91% of consumers are more likely to shop with brands that provide personalized offers and recommendations. If your brand isn't tailoring experiences, you're invisible. And the biggest risk, crossing the line between personalized and creepy. We've all had that moment. You talk about a product with a friend, and suddenly ads for it flood your phone. You never searched it, you never typed it, and yet there it is. That's hyper-personalization, and while it's powerful, it can backfire if it feels invasive. The brands that win in 2025 will be the ones that master the balance. They'll make you feel special without making you feel watched. They'll use data as a gift, not a weapon. Because here's the secret. Personalization at scale isn't really about technology. It's about psychology. It's about making you believe the world revolves around you, even when you know it doesn't. And the companies that fail to deliver that illusion, they'll go the way of Sears. The lesson is simple. In 2025, marketing isn't about reaching everyone. It's about reaching one person, 1,000,000 times over. In the past, marketing was about time. Long commercials, full-page magazine ads. Even YouTube once celebrated videos that lasted 10, 15, 20 minutes. The belief was simple. The longer you had someone's attention, the better your chances of selling to them. But in 2025, attention itself has collapsed. The new battlefield? 30 seconds or less. Short-form content, TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, has completely rewritten how brands fight for your mind. In a world where people scroll faster than they breathe, companies no longer beg for minutes. They beg for seconds, and the ones who master this battlefield are winning big. Take Duolingo, the language learning app. Instead of spending millions on polished TV ads, they embraced TikTok. Their mascot, the big green owl, became a short-form content star. Silly, meme-driven, sometimes chaotic, but effective. In a single year, Duolingo's TikTok account exploded from a few thousand followers to millions. And the app's downloads skyrocketed. Or look at Chipotle. The fast food chain tapped into viral TikTok trends, from dance challenges to quick recipe hacks. One short video showing how to hack their menu got millions of views overnight and drove thousands of in-store sales. These weren't campaigns designed months in advance. They were fast, reactive, messy, but powerful. Why? Because short-form content is where culture lives now. And in 2025, culture is currency. Brands that ignore short form are invisible to Gen Z and millennials, the generations driving consumption. If your business isn't on TikTok, Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts, you don't exist in their world. But short-form marketing isn't just about going viral. It's about volume plus velocity. Instead of one polished video every month, brands now publish dozens, even hundreds of clips. Instead of chasing perfection, they chase speed, getting ideas out while they're still hot. Instead of building ads, they build moments. The psychology is brutal but effective. Short videos slip under your defenses. They don't feel like ads. They feel like entertainment. But in reality, they're planting seeds. Brand awareness, product interest, emotional connection, at lightning speed. And here's the twist. Short-form content doesn't just attract customers. It builds tribes. Communities are born in comment sections. Trends turn into movements. A single viral short can make a no-name brand into a household name overnight. But this revolution comes with a warning. Not all brands survive it. Some stumble, looking awkward and desperate. Others spend fortunes trying to fake relatability. The winners are those who adapt their voice, authentic, fast, and culturally tuned in. Because in 2025, marketing is no longer about the best slogan or the biggest budget. It's about who can own the feed, who can win the scroll, who can capture attention in 10, 20, 30 seconds before it's gone forever. And the companies that don't, they'll be left behind, watching as their competitors dance, joke, and meme their way into millions of pockets and billions of dollars. The lesson is clear. In the short-form battlefield, seconds aren't just valuable. They're everything. Not long ago, searching for something meant typing words into Google. A few keystrokes, a list of results, a click. That was the internet. That was marketing. But in 2025, the keyboard is dying. Now people don't just search. They ask. They talk to their phones. They talk to their cars. They talk to their homes. And in return, AI talks back. This is the rise of voice search and conversational AI. And it's turning marketing into a two-way conversation. Think about Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant. For years, they were clumsy. What's the weather? Set a timer. Basic stuff. But now, these assistants are powered by advanced AI like ChatGPT and Gemini. They don't just give answers. They give recommendations. Ask Alexa, what's the best running shoe? And suddenly, you're not scrolling through pages of ads. You're hearing one voice. The Nike Pegasus is a top choice, highly rated for comfort and durability. Boom! Nike just won the sale, not because of a flashy ad, but because they were first in the AI's brain. In 2025, voice is the new search engine. And if your brand isn't optimized for it, you're invisible. Here's an example, Domino's Pizza. They built voice ordering directly into smart speakers. Instead of browsing a menu, customers just say, Alexa, order me a large pepperoni. In seconds, the pizza is on its way. No website, no app, just voice. Or look at Sephora. Their app now includes conversational AI that talks to customers like a beauty consultant. Ask, what's the best foundation for oily skin? And the AI not only answers but recommends specific products, shades, and even tutorials. Customers don't feel marketed to. They feel helped, and that's the genius. Conversational AI doesn't feel like advertising. It feels like guidance, a friend, a coach, a mentor. But make no mistake, it's still selling. According to Juniper Research, over 55% of households in the US now use smart speakers daily. And more than 70% of consumers say they prefer brands that offer conversational interactions. That's not a niche trend, that's a revolution. But here's the danger. When people use voice, they don't get 10 options. They get one answer, one recommendation. And if your brand isn't that answer, you're gone. Think about it. If Siri says Nike, Adidas doesn't even exist in that moment. If Alexa says Domino's, Pizza Hut disappears. It's winner takes all. That's why companies are now fighting not for ads, but for AI placement. They're optimizing websites, apps, and products for conversational AI. They're training bots to recognize their brands. They're striking deals to make sure that when you ask the question, they're the answer. Because in 2025, the future of marketing isn't on billboards, or screens, or even social media feeds. It's in your living room, in your car, in your pocket. It's in the voice that answers back when you ask a question. And if your brand isn't ready to speak, then it's already silent. For decades, marketing has been about showing. Show the product, show the benefit, show the lifestyle. A billboard, a TV ad, a YouTube pre-roll. Look, imagine buy. But in 2025, showing isn't enough. Now marketing is about immersing. Thanks to AR, augmented reality, and VR, virtual reality, customers don't just see the product. They experience it before they buy. Take IKEA. Years ago, they launched an AR app that let customers drop virtual furniture into their living rooms. Want to see if that couch fits? Point your phone, and there it is. By 2025, this isn't a gimmick anymore, it's standard. Customers expect to test drive furniture, clothes, makeup, even cars in augmented reality. Sephora does this with cosmetics. Their AR mirror lets you try on lipsticks and foundations virtually. No messy samples, no guesswork, just instant transformation. And sales went through the roof because customers didn't hesitate. They could see exactly how products looked on them. Now imagine this power in VR. Real estate companies already use VR tours to sell homes. You don't need to fly to Miami to view that luxury condo. You just put on a headset and walk through it virtually. Auto companies like Audi let you sit in a VR car, test features, and even drive it through a virtual city. In 2025, AR/VR marketing isn't about ads. It's about experiences. Because psychology is simple. People don't just buy products. They buy feelings. And nothing creates feelings like immersion. Here's the shocking truth. Gen Z and Gen Alpha don't trust flat ads. They grew up in a digital world. They swipe past commercials. They install ad blockers. But they trust experiences, especially ones they can control. That's why AR/VR is exploding. According to PwC, the AR/VR market will exceed $1.5 trillion by 2030, and marketing is a massive part of that growth. The companies already investing in immersive campaigns are the ones setting the stage for the next decade. Nike has experimented with VR experiences where customers can design their own shoes and see them come to life in virtual space. Gucci has done AR fashion shows that let you attend from anywhere in the world. Even food companies are experimenting with AR menus where you see a 3D version of your dish before you order. The future of marketing isn't about telling customers what to buy. It's about letting them live the story before they decide. But here's the warning, AR/VR isn't cheap. Companies that hesitate will lose to competitors who invest early. And when immersive experiences become the expectation, those left with flat 2D ads will look outdated, just like Blockbuster in the age of Netflix. The lesson is clear. In 2025, if your brand can't immerse customers in the story, then you're not even in the conversation. Because the future of marketing isn't about selling products, it's about selling worlds. They say data is the new oil. But in 2025, it's more than oil. It's the battlefield, the weapon, and the treasure chest that every company is fighting for. For decades, marketing was fueled by intuition. Creative directors guessed what people wanted. Focus groups tested ads. Surveys predicted trends. But today, guesswork is dead. Marketing runs on data. Cold, hard numbers about who you are, what you like, and what you'll do next. Every click, every swipe, every purchase, every second of screen time. It's all collected, analyzed, and weaponized to predict your behavior. Take Facebook, Meta. They built empires on data, tracking every like, every share, every friend connection. Advertisers didn't just buy ad space, they bought you. Entire businesses were built on Facebook's ability to micro-target audiences with precision. But then came Apple. With the iOS 14 privacy updates, users suddenly had the power to block tracking. Overnight, billions of data points disappeared from Facebook's systems. And just like that, Meta lost nearly $10 billion in ad revenue in a single year. That's the power of the privacy wars. Now, in 2025, we're living in the aftermath. The tug of war between personalization and privacy is fiercer than ever. On one side, companies desperate for data. They want to know your habits, your desires, even your secrets, because data equals sales. On the other side, consumers demanding privacy, governments passing stricter laws, and tech giants fighting to control the flow. Google has announced the end of third-party cookies, forever changing how websites track you. Europe enforces GDPR fines in the billions. California pushes even stricter data protection acts. And yet, behind the scenes, companies are inventing new ways to gather insights without breaking the rules. This is the paradox of 2025. Customers demand personalized experiences, but also demand privacy. They want Netflix to know their favorite shows, but don't want Netflix to track them. They want Amazon to recommend the perfect product, but don't want Amazon to know their shopping history. So how do brands win this impossible game? By mastering data-driven marketing with transparency. Look at Apple. They turned privacy into a selling point. Their ads literally say, "What happens on your iPhone stays on your iPhone." They reframed security as a feature, and customers loved it. Apple sells not just devices, but trust. Meanwhile, other companies are adopting zero-party data, information that customers willingly give in exchange for better experiences. Quizzes, polls, preference centers. Instead of spying, they ask, and customers surprisingly respond. But here's the truth. The companies that thrive in 2025 are those who can walk the tightrope. They use data smartly, ethically, and transparently. They show customers the value in sharing. They avoid crossing the line from helpful into creepy. Because make no mistake, cross that line and customers will punish you. One scandal, one leak, one exposed manipulation, and trust is gone forever. The lesson from Facebook's collapse, Google's cookie bans, and Apple's privacy revolution is simple. Data is everything, but trust is priceless. In 2025, marketing isn't just about who has the most data. It's about who uses it wisely, who respects it, and who earns the right to keep it. And the companies that don't, they won't just lose sales. They'll lose their place in the future. Because in the new world of data-driven marketing, the question isn't, what do you know about your customers? It's, do they still trust you to know it? So here we are. 6 trends, 6 shifts that are already rewriting the rules of business in 2025. AI isn't coming. It's here, running ads smarter than any human team. Personalization isn't a luxury, it's the baseline. Customers expect to be treated like individuals, not numbers. Short-form content isn't entertainment. It's the new battlefield where attention is won or lost in seconds. Voice search and conversational AI aren't futuristic. They're already deciding which brands live and which brands disappear. AR and VR aren't gimmicks. They're the new storefronts, where customers test drive worlds before they buy. And data? It's the weapon every company fights for, but only those who earn trust will keep it. This is the reality of 2025. Look back at Blockbuster. Look at Sears. They didn't die because the world moved too fast. They died because they refused to move at all. And that's the brutal truth. In 2025, adaptation isn't optional. It's survival. The companies that cling to the old way will vanish into history books. The entrepreneurs who hesitate will be forgotten. The brands that resist these shifts will collapse. Quietly, painfully, inevitably. But those who act, those who see these 6 trends not as threats, but as opportunities, they're the ones who will rise. They'll dominate feeds. They'll own conversations. They'll turn technology into trust, attention into currency, and innovation into power. The question is, which side will you be on? Will you be the next Netflix, or the next Blockbuster? The next Amazon, or the next Sears? Because history doesn't wait. Customers don't wait. Technology doesn't wait, and neither should you. If you're serious about mastering the future, if you want to see the forbidden stories, the insider truths, and the secrets they don't want you to know, then hit subscribe right now, because this is just the beginning. The marketing war of 2025 is already here, and the next video might just be the difference between your brand rising or your brand vanishing. The choice is yours.